Good morning and welcome to my blog, Wisdom for Today. And this is the third week of Advent. So we're going to talk about the third lesson of Advent, which is the lesson of the Bethlehem candle, the lesson where we think about the virtues of love and peace. Now, we celebrated 2 weeks ago the first lesson, which was the lesson of hope, where we talked about the prophets who hoped for a Messiah and yet would not see one within their lifetime. The second lesson we talked about was a lesson of faith, and we talked about the shepherds who sought out the Christ, whom the angels had told them about. We also often talk about the wise men who followed the star to worship the newborn king. And we also talk about sometimes Herod, who sought to destroy this light that had come into the world. It's curious that we put the lessons of love and peace onto Bethlehem, when Bethlehem probably didn't feel love and peace at that time. There was a political upheaval. Caesar Augustus demanded all the people to be counted and taxed, and so the city was overrun with people. And in the busyness of being displaced, in the fearfulness of being away from your own home, the city was too crowded to let in love or peace. We think about Jesus in a stable. And yet, within the scriptures, there's no mention of a stable. Some scholars put him in a large family room, but I'm more with the traditional scholars that believe he was probably in a cave. We know he was in a manger, and it wasn't unusual for individuals who didn't have a place to stay to find refuge in caves. In fact, shepherds themselves took refuge in caves, and if they came to go see the newborn son, whom the angels had told them about, it would make sense that he would be near them in a cave. And they were surprised, they were amazed to see that someone called the Messiah would be in the lowliness of a cave, in the lowliness of a manger. Although it would be common to see a peasant there, it was curious to see the Son of God there. So why do we call it love and peace, since there was very little love and peace? I think we think of the love of Mary and Joseph, the love they had for God that thrust them forward and to be obedient in this last moment. We may think of the peace that a child could sleep in the midst of all this horror, and we've all seen children sleep among great havoc. But I think primarily it's a lesson of love and peace, because it's the lesson of Christ coming to this world to bring us love. It's a love we continue not to have room for. It's a peace that we're too busy to relax and enjoy. It's a peace that knocks on our door. Like the passage in Revelations where it says, "Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If anyone hears my voice and listens to my word, I will come in and have fellowship with them and they with me." Jesus wrote that to Christians who didn't have much room for him. In this lesson, we see the extent that God will go to bring love and peace to this world. But we also see how humanity continually doesn't have room for it, continually doesn't understand it or recognize it. It's not dressed up in how we think it should be. I want to challenge you as a believer to take some time to enjoy God's love and God's peace in your life during this busy season. The lesson of Advent, the third lesson, the lesson of love. Not only is that Mary gave birth to Jesus and laid him in a manger. She brought forth her first son and laid him in a manger because there was no room for them at the end. But the lesson also is, this is love. Not that we loved God, but that he loved us and sent us his only son to be the substitute for our sin, to bring us healing, to bring us hope, to bring us faith, and to bring us peace. I look forward to seeing you this Sunday in church, and wherever you're listening to me, I hope you find a church to go to this Sunday while you contemplate the lesson of love and peace. God's blessings, and have a good day.